Right, welcome to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. I should say good day.
Oh, here we go.
Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering, Chris, Married at First Sight Australia, or MAFS Australia if you like, Season 10, Episode 1. Now, Chris, we in the last season, obviously we did a weekly format. Both watched this episode, and we thought, fucking hell, there is so much to unpack here. I cannot wait until the weekend to talk about it with you. And I'm sure the people out there listening who've been watching along with MAFS, who are big MAFS fans, are chomping at the bit as well. So, again, we don't know exactly what the frequency of this MAFS will be while it's running alongside Love Island, but we'll do what we can. Chris, where would you like to start today?
Oh, mate, and I've got to say, just before, me and you, I don't know how we did this, but we watched this simultaneously, 200 miles apart, literally, within a minute. You were a minute in front of me, and you kept sending me fucking memes and GIF fucking things. I'm like, oh, stop it, he's fucking... And you were like, oh my God, what the... Honestly, guys, it was magnificent. Me and Dave were just sat there, like you said. I was like, I know what we said. And you and Sam were like, I want to really talk to you, Dave. So honestly, guys, absolutely brilliant start to the show. And the reason we've done it is we start off with like the contestants. So we get like a bit of VT of different ones. And I was questioning with you, Dave, because they introduced loads of people, loads of guys, loads of girls. And I was trying to catch the names, and I'm there writing the names down because I'm useless with the names at the start. And then I realised, I was like, oh, we're not going to be able to keep up here. A lot of these aren't going to be featured properly. And I genuinely didn't remember whether that was true because I kept asking you, saying, I thought they only introduced the couples that were set, not others that they're obviously not going to film, Dave. So that caught me off guard, that. And I might be wrong there.
No, I think we always see this same kind of stag do and hen do, and everyone's getting along, and it's like, oh, aren't they such a great bunch of girls, and aren't they such a great bunch of guys? And we're like, yeah, we've seen this a few times now. We know you're going to be at each other's throats before long, and so yeah, again, they tend to. Week ones for me in MAFS tend to be a borderline write-off. It's kind of what I perceive the show to be. It's like the science, the quote unquote, Chris, the science that matches these people up, and then you get a bit about their background and their reasons for doing this, and maybe we didn't see it much here, but why they're paired together and stuff like that. That's what I perceive the whole show to be, and I think in the early days, in the early seasons, that's kind of what it was. But then seeing their journey together, being married. But, they're sort of straight into the drama with this one. I mean, we get the kind of sten do and stag do and everything, but then we were straight into a couple of different weddings, weren't we? Oh. Now, Chris, I'm useless with the names anyway, so I'm going to fiercely scroll through to see if I can find... Oh, here we go. I think is it Melissa? Or is it Sandy? Oh, no, I think it's
Lyndall and Cam are the first wedding.
No, I was going to talk about, right, the only highlight for me.
Oh, no, I know what you're going to say, Melissa.
In the hen do is Melissa. I think it's Melissa, right?
It is.
It's a bit on the older side. Talking to one of the younger girls who seems a bit of a go-getter. She's got 4 businesses, and really absolutely stunning, very well put together and everything. And when Melissa was asked, are you looking for someone older or younger? And she proudly says, well, no, definitely older, because, the younger ones, I just, those are the guys I fuck every weekend.
It's just like I'm into role playing between the sheets. I'm a sexual person, and I'm like, all right, we're in. And the thing was, though, Dave, we're saying the older person. She's fucking younger than us. She's 41, and I messaged you going, well, this older one's a bit spicy, Dave. And you were like, and I was like, hang on, she's younger than me and you, but she's 41. It was Melinda she was talking to. The girl's got 4 businesses, 7-figure company. Dave drives a Porsche, the makeup business or whatever it is, beauty thing. But she was like,
she just didn't know what to do.
She's like, oh, right. So I finally met somebody like that. No, fair play to Melissa. She's like, I am going to teach them some fucking tricks, Dave. So whoever she gets with, she's literally going to rip his fucking dick off, Dave. We were worried about, what was she called out of the English season? Gemma. Gemma had a bad run with Matt, didn't we? But she came in with all this innuendo, all this bravado, didn't she? Like this, I'm going to do this, going to do that. Remember the sitting on the face comments, Dave, everything. So this Melissa, he's a chip off the old block, David. I'm with you.
But I can't remember exactly what the dialogue was, but it doesn't seem like she just likes the fuck boys. I think she's like into the non-vanilla stuff as well. From what you were saying. So, Chris, for ages, there's a place on the A1, right? And you sort of drive past it, and it's called something like Not Vanilla or something like that. Now, this thing's been there for years, and it's like, what? I have no idea what that is. Is it an ice cream shop?
Bullshit!
Seriously, up until, what was it, 50 Shades of Grey or something? Up until I went in there for some Ben and Jerry's.
Membership. You got a membership. Yeah. You got Tutti Frutti instead of vanilla, yeah.
So up until the whole 50 Shades of Grey just became part of the zeitgeist and everyone was talking about it. I think that was the first time I learned the whole term of what vanilla actually was, and it was like, oh, right, okay. But so it's going to be interesting. I mean, you're looking for clues, aren't you? So where is the drama going to come from? Is there going to be some infidelity, some sneaking around? And you're like, right, definitely there. Yeah. There is a number one contender. But I thought Melinda, I thought her reaction was priceless. She just did not want to know what to say and just wanted to escape from that conversation.
Oh, it was brilliant. It was so good. But also, Dave, so let's go on to the weddings, because I know we're going through it all. But the first wedding is Lyndall and Cam. Now, Lyndall, she says, unfortunately, she suffers with cystic fibrosis. She's taken this wonder drug. And I was dead pleased, the way, she said, it's given her a 90% increase in her oxygen levels in her lungs, which is brilliant because the company's 60%. Shows that she's very active and she's very emotional, David. I was like, you know what? I know it's a TV show and that, but I was pulling for her then, Dave. And not just because it's not a sob story, it's a genuine health thing. I was like, fair play to it. It's transformed her life at the moment. Hopefully that carries on. It gives her an extra 40 years, which is like a normal lifespan. And unfortunately, Dave, not to bring it down, a friend of mine from being a child passed away, my 44, when he was about 30, and he had cystic fibrosis and it runs through his family. So it is a horrible disease. He's not nice at all. So it's interesting that she's come on this, and fair play to her. And it shows her taking a nebulizer stuff and that. And then we get Cam, who's a carpenter, lives in such a wonderful place, but he's very isolated, Dave. Got a bit of a man bun going on there. But they seemed really sweet. And it was brilliant the way they did this in the first episode, because they were the couple you're pulling for. The family loved him. He cracked jokes. Everyone just was like, oh, this is so sweet. And her friends were like, we said he was going to get a blonde guy who looks like her. And there was a similarity, but genuinely kiss, genuinely love, Dave. And I'm teeing it up on purpose, Dave, because we move over to the other couple.
Well, just to say on there, mate, I think the fact that, the whole cystic fibrosis thing, the fact that she had a life expectancy, she's 27 now, but she was expecting to expire at some point in her 30s. That's what, before the drug, and then it's gone up to, what was it, 50s or 60s or something ridiculous, So, utter life-changing thing. And you're right, absolutely pulling for her. And all I'm thinking is, don't fucking put her with some bell end,
Me too.
And he does genuinely seem to be a nice guy. I mean, I'm a little bit put off, if you like, or a little bit suspicious of he's saying he's not really been in a proper relationship before. It's like, really? At that age, why not? Surely that's just part of growing up and stuff. So I'm really, really pulling for these two. Really hoping that we get through there. Now, Chris, what was the names of the second marriage?
Bronte and Harrison, Dave.
That's it, Harrison. Now, in my time machine, so being a minute ahead, mine's racing there. Not a sexual pun. Being a minute ahead, he was saying about, I've been cheated on. And I have to say, Chris, he said he's got the Casino Royale Daniel Craig suit on. And I was like, yeah, fair play. It's a fucking good suit, that is.
Yeah, it is.
But he's like, oh, yeah, my last relationship, I've been cheated on. And that's when I was texting you. I was like, that bloke has been fucking cheating himself. Bullshit, I don't believe it. You know, his other half might have cheated once or something. Everything about this guy just screams absolute narcissist. And, it's say the same thing with Love Island. You know, you're only getting that one perspective, you know, and usually you can piece things together, you know, based on their personality and everything. But, I mean, she seemed really nice. She seemed to be there for the right reasons and everything, and all seemed to be going swimmingly. But then we get, you know, in episode 1, Chris, this is what I'm amazed at. You get this plot twist, you know, this mutual friend knows who he is, and they've spoken, you know, about this guy, you know, and he's coming on. They know he's coming on to MAFS, and then she recognizes him straight away, and you're like, oh, this is going to pay off in a few episodes. No, it's straight out there on the table. And Chris, she's got all the receipts, she's got all the pictures and everything, and so straight away it's all thrown out there. And so, Chris, me and you kept texting each other back and forth, didn't we? Just basically saying different combinations of words, but basically all meaning, we fucking love this show.
Without a doubt, Dave. And that's the reason we had to jump on, because this whole dynamic was, look, it was very convenient that all of a sudden she's got the receipts, and it was the fact that this lad from Sydney's coming on and he's with a girl, and it shows his case being packed and blah, blah, blah. And he's going to get with a very Grant crap level Dave in Love Island Series 1 in Australia.
Should we term it like pulling a crap? You know, if you've got someone on the outside waiting for you, it's pulling a crap.
It's pulling a crap, yeah, pulling a crap, which can mean all sorts in different parts of the world. But yeah, he absolutely brilliant. What a narcissist. Great body. Like I say, looks amazing in that suit. And he's talking about his son. He's getting emotional about his son. This girl knew everything about him, bar his inside fucking leg measurements, Dave. She's like, well, he's got a son. What? He's not told me this. And she's like, yeah, he's got a girl there, this 20-year-old girl. But what I loved is when Bronte actually tackled him, and to be fair, at the altar, her friend, one of her friends, fuck me, Dave, she was ready to fucking attack him.
I thought she was going to stick a knife in it.
And honestly, she's like, oh, it's a bit fucking cocky, isn't he? You know, and all this. And then when he was saying the stuff about it, she's like, oh, but then when Bronte tells her after this other girl spilled the tea, she's like, I knew it, not another fuck boy. But when she collars him, what a liar, Dave. If she makes the mistake of carrying on this experiment, I know it was a bit of a setup, but I tell you what, I'm all in on this, Dave. I am here for this, because this was mag-fucking-nificent for episode 1, and we never get anything. Again, the fucking experts, Dave. I cannot wait for them to justify all this. Fucking bollocks.
Yeah, it's awesome, isn't it? I mean, her mate there, the blonde bridesmaid or whatever, you could tell there's a fucking rage in there against Harrison, and like, even I wasn't sure if it was a bit of editing, because they were saying when he was stood there, they were saying, "Oh, you're a lucky boy," and then he was saying something like, "Oh, well, you know, maybe she's lucky as well."
Yeah.
And then that was it. It's a bit cocky. I'm not sort of sure about him, but then he just sort of looked over to that side and gave a cheeky little wink, and I was like, is that just editing? Because they were from different camera angles, so I can't be 100% whether he was winking at the bridesmaids there, but it did come off like a little bit creepy. And Yeah, you can tell he has got the chat, hasn't he? And after, being confronted with this, he was squirming a bit, but then comes out with all the bullshit. Again, I don't really believe any of that. It's like, oh yeah, she's just really keen. I mean, as if that's like somehow better. But he's been fucking stringing her along and like, he's just edging his bets, isn't he? Now, what I thought is that it says a little bit about what her reasons for being there are. Because you would think if you've signed up for this show for, treating the show on face value and all its virtues and everything about finding someone who's scientifically matched with you, Chris, you'd be like, right, sorry, I'm out.
Yeah.
You were basically with this girl yesterday. Hope you had a shower, by the way. And so run a fucking mile. Now, if she sticks around, which obviously I hope she does for the drama, but if she sticks around, it's like, were you really here to find someone then? Or were you here for your slice of fame as well?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think as it goes on, Dave, this is just going to unravel, isn't it? We've heard rumblings that this is supposed to be an unbelievable season. What a way to start it. I was 10 out of 10. Exactly like you. Whether it's fake, whatever. Oh, my God, I am in, Dave. I am absolutely in already. What an absolute ridiculous start to this show again. No, absolute no. I was sat there going, on my phone, like I was on my phone and I'm making notes. I'm sat there thinking, you're strolling a bit on Twitter and that. As soon as I'm with you, as soon as I saw the glance from the girl at the ceremony, I was like, oh, hang on. Like you said, is it editing? And then she looked over her shoulder and I was like, oh, this is coming back. She has got receipts. I am all in on this. So, yeah, excellent. And we said, didn't we? We always moan about, more me than you, but I always moan about like the age thing and how immature they are and can we buy into it? Because obviously they're pretty much, they're the same age on Love Island as my own daughter. So I'm judging people her age and her generation. But it's like, on MAFS, I always say it, and now we're watching a show where they're older, and they're fucking worse, Dave. They're absolutely worse. It's like...
But the difference is, they've lived a bit of life.
Yes.
The girl, Melissa, so, the fact that she's fucking running around at the weekend in a gimp suit or whatever she's doing, right? She's been married before, so she's obviously come out the other side of that and decided to take this avenue of life. If you're going into the Love Island villa or something and you're, Gemma Owen was fucking 18, it's like, what have you done? Yeah. Oh, are you going to talk about this thing that someone did with someone messed up in class or something? They haven't lived life yet. So I think the fact that the older ones are equally messy is, so that puts it on par with the other shows. But the fact that they've lived life, you've got these rich characters and you're trying to figure out, okay, where is this going to go? What's going to happen? And, again, you have to suspend a bit of disbelief, don't you? How much of it is set up and how much is the actual characters there. By the way, Chris, thanks for sending me. You sent me that Olivia clip where she's blaming the edit, and she's like, "There is a thing. It's called Frankenbite." No, that's when they take different sentences and glue them, or different words out of different sentences and glue them together to make you say basically anything. That's not what was on the series, Olivia. We all fucking saw you own it. So, no, if you haven't watched that, that's another good one to watch. But yeah, Chris, I don't like week ones, don't like episode ones. And it's such a contrast because we've been going through Love Island looking for these tiny little clues, these little crumbs for something to happen. And it just, you get these little ripples. MAFS comes in, fucking size 10s, bang, straight away. This is what it's going to be. And, Chris, I can't wait.
Me neither, mate. Me neither. And you're right. The editing is on point, my friend. Oh, amazing. It's like Dave said before, we're not sure how frequently we're going to do this, but in the same respect, we had to jump on and just chat about it because we've been bursting at the seams, haven't we, Dave? So thank you for doing this, mate. It's been such fun again, and MAFS is off and running in my eyes. Absolutely brilliant. And if you're wondering where to watch it, guys, get onto the Facebook page because people have got links on there. I think it's been seen on Daily Motion. I found it on YouTube as well, but obviously on YouTube, it doesn't last very long. So, and it's a long one, the first episode. It is a 90-minute special, so just bear that in mind.
I think the Australian episodes tend to be a bit longer, don't they?
Yeah,
it's an hour and a half an episode.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it is longer, so just bear that in mind, but it's well worth it, guys.
Absolutely.
Right, big thanks to everybody as always. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. And if you do want to support us a little bit more, guys, get over to patreon.com/cdrealitycast. As always, please get onto Facebook. We're trying to get to 500 people over there. We really appreciate it. We're motoring along. People are joining every day. So thank you for taking up the challenge, guys. Chris and Dave's Reality TV cast. And don't worry, everyone's set to approve so that we get the right people in our group and all you amazing people. And it's just been so much fun. So thank you so much, guys. Well, it's time for today's roll call of honour. Cassie, Megan, Kate, Maggie, Kristen, Zoe, Gillian, Michelle, Keith, Helen, Brianna, Neve, Joanna, Libby, Katie, Dee Dee, Priscilla, Susan, Hennessy, Tracy, Lauren, Lucky Lily Green, and Ken Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys, for all your support. And it's time to go. So we will see you tomorrow. Bye.